Alright, so I know today's video is a little bit out of the blue and everything, and this isn't like, I guess I would say a normal video or anything, where it's just very topical based, it's like a news story or something going on. This is more of just like a personal thing here, because I just get so sick and tired of seeing this shit all the time on the internet, and I think it's about time we stop, if we're being honest. This is honestly just, it's really annoying, okay? It gets ridiculous, because you can't talk about anything video game related, of course, without some stupid shit happening. A really dumb argument, but I mean, especially if you're talking about console video games, sometimes it just gets really stupid and it gets just out there. And keep in mind, you know, I love PC gaming, I really do. I love my custom built PC. I play it literally every single day. I actually probably play it more than I play my consoles at this point. Now, I have everything currently. I have a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4, and I have a PC. So I would say that I'm pretty well versed in all this, right? I mean, I've got everything here. I can, I guess, make the most definitive call possible. And yes, PC gaming, yeah, it's better. I'm not going to be one of those people who tries to argue that. There's so many significant advantages to playing video games on your PC that, you know, you don't get with like a PlayStation or an Xbox. But that's kind of the whole point of this video there. Is just that statement right there, because that right there breeds so much just unnecessary toxicity in the internet and gaming culture. I thought that we were honestly done with these stupid fucking console wars that don't matter whatsoever. They're so insignificant. All you're literally arguing is which piece of hardware you prefer to play a video game on, which one might have maybe a few minor benefits that the other one doesn't have, but I mean, the same argument can be flipped around and the other one has benefits that the other one doesn't have. At the end of the day, it's literally personal preference. But then you have these people on the internet who take everything to heart. They literally have such brand loyalty that even mentioning that you play a different machine than them just creates a complete fucking old, like a do or die scenario in their head. And it's not just PC master race elitists, okay? You also got your PlayStation fanboys, your Nintendo fanboys, your Xbox fanboys. It happens, I get it. But it's time to stop. None of it matters whatsoever, right? Like, for instance, today, okay, Epic Games showed off their Unreal Engine 5. Literally just a playable demo. It was not like, I guess, a cutscene of a video game or anything. Literally just a little design they did for this new engine that they'll be using come next year on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and the PC. So they showed some PlayStation 5 gameplay. I thought it looked pretty good, right? I think that this looks fine. I don't think that there's many issues with it. I think that, you know, it's progressed pretty well. I think that looks good. I like all the detail. It's very sharp. It's very nice looking. The lighting's good. The textures are awesome. I think it looks pretty good, right? But of course, all this did was just spark a bunch of stupid fucking debates about which box is better to play on, which console is better to play on, which machine is better to play on, because God forbid anyone just actually watch the footage of the engine reveal that came out and just see what the next gen consoles are capable of doing. God forbid anybody just kind of see the technical release that was shown. That would just make sense to say, oh, that looks pretty good. I know it's not fucking gameplay, but that still looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool what the next generation of consoles can do at this point. I think that looks pretty good. No, because God forbid, if you enjoy some PS5 gameplay, then you're a fucking dum-dum from Xbox fanboys who all believe that teraflops are like the king of your computer's performance, and that's what matters the most in anything, because they have no idea how anything that they purchase actually works. But if you enjoy something from the Xbox Series X, then you have all these PlayStation fanboys coming in spamming about how the PlayStation 4 outsold the Xbox One, and about exclusives. Like, what the fuck does any of it matter? Like, you honestly are sitting on the internet, right? You're arguing with a person that you've never met and will never meet in your life. That in and of itself is already bad enough. But you're not arguing over anything that makes sense. You're arguing over which fucking video game console is gonna perform better than the other one. You're arguing which box, with essentially all the same components in it, with just different color marketing and slightly different performance, you're arguing which one of those is better, because let's face it, you have nothing better to do with your time. I mean, there's no way that people who argue about this kind of insane, goofy shit have anything better to do. And like I said, it's not just console players. You got the PC players, where if anyone who enjoys a console says literally anything, they enjoy literally anything, they gotta come in and fucking screech because no one has told them that they were, valid as a human being in 8 minutes, because they have a GTX 2070, or I'm sorry, an RTX 2070 in their computer, and 16 gigabytes of RAM that they browse Reddit on all day. I mean, none of this shit matters whatsoever. In 80 years, you're all gonna be dead and you're gonna be in the same holes in the ground. If you play on a PC, they're not gonna fucking, compile all the cases that you had over the years with a big Corsair handled door on it into a casket with water cooling and a CPU to keep your brain alive and then lower you into the ground with some RGB sticks of RAM in there. And if you're an Xbox fan, they're not gonna bury you in a fucking Master Chief suit. Okay? None of it matters whatsoever, but yet people are on the internet just swearing by it, and they act like it's the most important thing to argue about on planet Earth. I don't understand, because the gaming community, you would think they have so much actually to do with the hobby, because there's so many games to play, they've got so much shit to do in all these games, so many video games are live services now. I mean, there's always pretty much something to grind for in just about every game, but yet it seems like at this point in time, more people who play video games, actually, they don't even play the video game anymore. They just get online and they get in the comments section of the other side's gameplay reveal and argue about irrelevant bullshit instead of just, enjoying the machine that they so desperately have to vehemently defend. And like I said, everyone knows that a PC operates better. We all know that a PC is vastly superior as a machine than a PlayStation 4, okay? It's not rocket science. The only people who honestly believe that a PlayStation 4 is better to have than a PC are people who are delusional. But yet you have these PC elitists who make all of us who enjoy PC gaming look fucking stupid because every single chance they get, they're reeing out of their butt crack about the fact that they have a computer. Oh, well, my machine costed $1,400 to put together. Don't know if you have that or not. So I can actually play video games in 84 FPS in 1440p, which is great. I'm glad that you fucking enjoy your machine. That's great. But why don't you spend more time playing on it than sitting in a comment section arguing with PlayStation 13-year-old fans about the performance of their machine? You would think that people who have PCs, as someone who has a really good PC and loves playing it every day, you would think that people who brag so much about having the superior device would feel confident enough to not have to argue with other people about it at literally every single turn. You would think that these people who have these pimp-ass rigs would be more focused on actually using the rig than just sitting on a comment section. It just gets annoying because, once again, I like everything, right? I like Xbox, I like PlayStation, I like Nintendo, I like my PC. You can have the best of all worlds. It doesn't have to be this stupid brand loyalty that people preach and stand by so badly. I don't get it. The funny thing to me is in the tech industry, Apple fanboys, they're kind of a meme, right? Those of us who have an iPhone, they're kind of a meme to people who have Androids, which is fine. I don't give a shit. It's a phone. I'm not going to sit here and defend it with my life. I didn't make the phone, okay? I'm not Steve Jobs, okay? I'm not the CEO of Apple. I'm not Tim Cook. I don't care. It's a cell phone. But you have these people who argue for hours on end about which phone is superior, okay? And they care so much about it that they don't even take the time to enjoy the phone that they have. And it's the same thing in the gaming industry, because you'll have console players who are like, bro, I hate console wars. I hate PC players. All it ever is a bunch of arguing and shit. And then the first thing they do when someone has a different phone brand than them is start an argument about it. I just don't get why people can't enjoy the shit that they have. It honestly kind of surprises me, okay? I mean, PlayStation fanboys, don't get me wrong. I love my PlayStation 4. Personally, I do prefer it over my Xbox One, but it doesn't really matter. It's a personal preference. I'm not going to sit here and go to war with people over this stupid shit. However, you have people who will defend these literal just pieces of machine. There's literally 8 parts in this thing, and it's encased in plastic. You'll have them just defend it to the end of the earth as if they were the sole architect for the machine, like their grandfather invented PlayStation, or their great uncle works for Xbox. So, you always got those messages back in the day, I'm gonna get you banned, my dad works at Microsoft. That's the kind of people I envision when I see people unironically arguing over consoles and PC. Because the argument itself literally doesn't matter whatsoever. I mean, at the end of the day, you finish the argument, let's say you won, right? Let me ask you a question. First off, how did you do that, right? I mean, how did you just brave the fucking waters of the comment section on Twitter of people enjoying that video clip of a gameplay reveal for the next gen or a tech demo? How did you brave those waters and call every single person who doesn't have a PC a console peasant and a pleb? You're a fucking hero. You have stood out among the rest of your men, okay? You deserve the Medal of Steam honor, okay? Gabe himself should come down with a silver platter and put a medal right in the center of your chest. You've been a good boy today. What about your life gets better after you have one of these arguments on the internet about, oh, well, my Xbox has more teraflops for the GPU. I don't know what that actually means, but I saw it on a comparison chart, so, you know, that's probably better. What about your life gets any better when you do any of this shit? I mean, you spend 37 minutes of your life that you could have spent working out, going out and having a social life, having a job, eating a fucking nice meal tonight, having yourself a good dinner, but instead you spent that time actually arguing with other people about video game consoles. Personally, I think it's worse when it comes to PC because it quite literally gatekeeps the entire community when people do this. I can name 3 of my personal friends who have told me I would switch to PC, but every single time I run into someone who plays on PC, they're just a giant fucking asshole. It's because the PC community, especially the elitists, I'm gonna be honest, it's mainly the elitists that give the rest of us this reputation, but the elitists in this entire community just ruin the shit for everyone else. Because when I tell people I play PC games, I'm afraid that they're gonna be like, oh, it's one of those assholes who just decides to throw a price point of his computer in someone's face and calls him a console peasant. If you honestly believe that PCs are like the best, right, and you think that they're just the premier way to play video games, which most people would agree that they are, even if they don't own one, the last thing you should be doing is shitting on people for not having one. Because people do not like people who act that way. People do not go, oh, hey, that guy has called me a console peasant 18 times and is rubbing the price point of his machine in my face and brags about how cool his experience is. I think I'm gonna try and be more like that guy. No, people don't do that unless, I don't know, unless they like getting bullied. But none of this matters whatsoever. And I understand that me arguing about it is ridiculous, and even making this point is ridiculous, but for the love of God, please shut up, you know? Just literally, none of it matters whatsoever. When you go up to the golden gates of just heaven, right? Christ is meeting you at the door. He's not gonna have separate waiting lines for the people in PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, and Steam. 95% of the games we're all playing them on every machine, right? Like, they're on pretty much everything. Sometimes, you know, they're exclusive or they're not on a certain machine. Understandable. But 95% of the games that most people actually care about, they're not exclusive games. It doesn't matter. It's a pointless argument that is literally only meant to create more divide in the gaming community and to just make people look stupid for even wanting to be part of it. If you like playing Spider-Man and God of War on your PlayStation 4, Godspeed. Loved those games. Have fun. Please shut up beyond that. If you like playing Halo on your Xbox, dope. I like Halo too. Guess what? No one else cares that you play Halo. You like playing Mario, Zelda, all the other great exclusives? The historical exclusives that Nintendo has? Dope, man, that's so cool. I also really enjoy those games. Guess what? Nobody else gives a shit. And if you spent $1,800 on your computer so it glows red, green, and blue in the middle of the night when you're browsing Pornhub, guess what, bud? Nobody cares, okay? At the end of the day, we all just want to play video games, we all just want to enjoy our time, so can all of they're the vocal minority, but can you just please shut up for the sake of everybody else? We really don't care. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. I just dropped the May capsule of the 2020 summer collection of merchandise for the channel. You're seeing that on the screen right now. If you would love to support the channel in a more direct way, go get yourself a shirt or a hat, whatever. They got them in plenty of colors, folks. Thank you to my channel members, though. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, just playing video games and signing out.